Oke, terima kasih parents semua yang sudah bisa hadir. Selamat datang di info session ya, antara NOLA dengan CUHK. We really grateful ada kesempatan dari Miss Rosemary Pai yang datang untuk nanti bisa sharing tentang apa sih CUHK dan program-program apa yang ditawarkan dan kiranya kalau nanti anaknya mau masuk ke CUHK itu apa yang dibutuhin, bagaimana kita mempersiapkan anak-anak kita gitu ya. Jadi ini santai aja karena sifatnya Q&A, lebih banyak Q&A, nanti Miss Rosemary akan memberikan pemaparan sedikit tentang CUHK, jurusannya apa saja dan kalau sudah selesai nanti ada sambung dengan Q&A. Please feel free to ask, jadi silakan tanya aja apa saja yang dibutuhkan. Kalau misalnya tanya tentang apa namanya pendaftaran dan lain-lain, mungkin bisa dilihat di websitenya nanti ya. Jadi yang sifatnya yang di luar pendaftaran, yang sifatnya administratif bisa dilihat di websitenya. Tapi pengen tahu lebih dalam tentang kalau misalnya anak saya di sana, apa yang terjadi nanti dalam kehidupannya, hal-hal yang keseharian mungkin itu nanti bisa ditanyakan ya. Nah, Wiras bersama dengan kita hari ini ada perwakilan dari CUHK Shenzhen, ada Miss Rosemary Pai. Nih, nah ini kasih tepuk tangan. Beliau adalah representatif office dari Academic Link, jadi yang berhubungan dengan everything that has to do with student intake goes to Miss Rosemary. Thank you very much, Miss. Okay, can sit down. And then next, ada satu yang bantuin kita supaya ini bisa terjadi, kasih kredit juga sih buat si Janet Abigail. Ini yang akan nanti mewakili, membantu juga Miss Rosemary selama di sini. Ini dia adalah murid tahun ketiga dari School of Humanities and Social Science di CUHK Shenzhen. Ya, oke, without further ado, sebentar, saya mau tanya. Kalau nanti presentasi dalam bahasa Inggris oke ya? Perlu saya terjemahin nggak? Nggak lah ya? Supaya nggak terlalu lama, kan terjemahin panjang banget nanti ya. Ya, just speak in English is fine. Ya. Further ado, saya mau undang Miss Iin untuk kasih opening remarks dulu sebagai Head of Yayasan Tevila Jaya Indonesia.
Oke, saya bersyukur hari ini kita kedatangan tamu dari CUHK Shenzhen gitu. Saya berharap baik orang tua atau students ya yang ada pertanyaan gitu, kepengen tahu apapun boleh langsung ditanyakan gitu ya. Ini pas kita kedatangan jadi nggak back and forth lagi, nggak tanya lagi ke saya, Miss nanti gini gimana, Miss gitu gimana gitu ya. Dan ini juga ada perwakilan dari student Janet Abigail yang sudah belajar di sana, juga mungkin bisa nanti membantu memberi penjelasan lebih dalam gitu kira-kira gimana. Dan yang saya tahu ini si UHK ini sedang berkembang gitu luar biasa ya, lagi naik daun gitu. Mungkin karena saya dengar juga beberapa cerita perubahan di dalam universitinya itu sangat fleksibel. Jadi beberapa jurusan yang dibuka baru yang disesuaikan dengan kondisi dunia saat ini. Which is itu yang kita butuhkan. Jadi saya nggak akan berlama-lama, saya menyerahkan waktu saya langsung ke Miss Rosemary gitu ya. Oke.
Oke, mari kita sambut Miss Rosemary Pai dengan presentasinya.
Hello guys. It works. My name is Rosemary. I work in the International Undergraduate Missions team at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. So nice to meet you. I arrived in Surabaya last night, and this is my second talk today. I visit JAC High School in the morning, and I feel a great honor to be here to meet our student and also our students' parents. So yes, and Abigail today will be my student ambassador, and she will join the talk and contribute her comments on her university life and experiences. Abigail, do you want to introduce yourself formally?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Jeanette Abigail, as you all may know. I am a third-year student. I'm currently taking applied psychology under the School of Humanities and Social Science. I currently live in Muse College, which is somewhere in the upper campus. I'm going to go into more details to it later with Ms. Rosemary as we go along, but for now, please enjoy the little details. We appreciate questions that go beyond admissions here. We want you parents, this is a safe place for everyone, for every parent, even for high school students who are interested in your major and you want to explore further the facilities, please do. And parents, you may also ask, like, what are the chances that my students can probably pursue further studies, or like, what are the possible working environments there that my child can benefit from? So all of these questions, it is open for us to answer, and we will try our best to answer it for you guys. Thank you.
Okay, I will then start the talk. Right, and CUHK, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, has 2 campuses. The old campus is located in Hong Kong, in Shenzhen, and we are the new campus located in Shenzhen. And the old campus, CUHK campus, the Hong Kong campus, is established in 1963, and the new campus is established in 2014. So Shenzhen campus is 11 years old, and I'm today representing the Shenzhen campus. You can apply to both campuses, but the recruitment is separated because we take in different kinds of students. So you can apply to both Hong Kong campus and Shenzhen campus. But I will be basically today answering questions about applying to the Shenzhen campus. Okay? Right. And this is some basic information about how to travel to Shenzhen from Surabaya. There isn't a direct flight from Surabaya to Shenzhen. There's one to Guangzhou and there's one to Hong Kong. So what you do is that you can fly over from Surabaya to Hong Kong, and then you can take ferry, subway, or you just like a cross-border bus to Shenzhen. It's very, very convenient. There is one shuttle bus between Shenzhen campus and Hong Kong campus. It takes only 40 minutes, 40 on the road. So it's pretty close. Hong Kong and Shenzhen are more like twin sister cities. And also, if you fly from Jakarta, there is a direct flight from Jakarta to Shenzhen. It takes about 4 hours, at most 4 hours and a half. It's very convenient. And particularly, if you're thinking about going to Shenzhen, I do recommend at certain time you take your children to Shenzhen to take a look. Because now what you are doing is online shopping. But if you go to see the real facilities, you can decide whether this is worth the investment and attention. Shenzhen is China's Silicon Valley. And when I entered this mall just now, I saw BYD, they have a center here, and BYD is headquartered in Shenzhen. So if you come to visit Shenzhen, you see all the green energy cars on the street. They are of the green plates, and the traditional cars are of the blue plates. So lots of green plates in Shenzhen. The buses, public transportation are all BYD cars, particularly taxis, all BYD cars. And also Shenzhen has the headquarters of Huawei, if you know Huawei, making mobiles, and also Tencent. So lots of high-tech companies are headquartered in Shenzhen, and this is part of the city's attraction. Shenzhen itself has actually a longer history than we think. We think it's a young city, but it has a long history. But from like its position, like economic position, now it's relatively young. The average age of the city is about 35 years old. So all the young people, particularly if you're thinking about studying STEM subjects, Shenzhen offers the best industries and the best work and internship opportunities close to new materials and high-tech, IT, data science, all these fields. Again, China is a safe place. I know some people, particularly if you haven't been to China, probably you're thinking if this is a safe place to study. But I think Abigail can be the best example. If you, like for girls, if you walk at night in short skirts, it's totally fine. And particularly, every student has guaranteed on-campus accommodation, so it's very safe to study in Shenzhen. And you do not need to worry that much. And our current parents can also, yes, contribute to this part. And the highlight about the university, first of all, if you come to study in Shenzhen campus, you get a CUHK degree. So although we have 2 campuses, but we issue the same degree. It's a CUHK degree. And this degree is definitely a world top 50 university. Like CUHK ranked 32nd by QS World University Rankings for 2025. So you are definitely making the right investment. And all the programs in Hong Kong campus, in Shenzhen campus are taught in English. Even for Chinese domestic students, they study with you in the same classroom in English. So nobody is studying in their first language or in second or third language. That means if you go to China, you are not, let's say, in an equal position to compete with local students because everyone is studying in English. And the graduation requirements are exactly the same for all nationalities, even for domestic students. And you declare your major at the end of year 1. So that means at this stage, you have no idea what you're going to study in university. It's totally fine. When you make your application, you only choose one school. And by the end of the freshman year, you choose your major. So this is quite an advantage. Okay. And this is the campus map. Basically, the university is pretty huge. And we have lower campus, middle campus, and upper campus. And lower campus has all the major teaching facilities, classrooms, faculty departments, and all the professors' offices, all in lower campus, and also the sports center. And the middle campus is still currently under construction. So we have School of Music and School of Medicine here. But in summer, I think we are completing a School of Medicine. However, we've been taking in students for these two schools, although the separate buildings are under construction. And the upper campus is the residential area. CUHK Shenzhen, just as the Hong Kong campus, we are of the tradition of a collegiate system. It means we run different residential colleges. And 7 of these residential colleges are located in upper campus and 1 in lower campus. And when you go to study with us, you only choose your academic school. You do not choose the college. You are randomly allocated in one of the 8 colleges. It's a 4-person dorm for your children or you. And each dorm has 2 international students, 2 domestic students. So we do not separate international students from domestic students. You have 2 Chinese classroom dorm mates, and you can learn Chinese from them. Did you do that, Abigail? Yes. Can you maybe share where your roommates are from with the audience here?
For me specifically, I was put in an all-Indonesian room, which is...
Why? Why is that?
I have no clue. Maybe it's quite new, but for
Which
for the older years, it's mostly still like Indonesian, some Chinese, but like now there are more students mixed. So it's usually 2 locals and 2 Indonesians for the newer undergraduate admissions. Personally, for me, yeah, because my dorm mates are all Indonesians, there's not much to adjust. But because I live in Muse, specifically Muse C block, I have to live with the other residents, which are mostly locals. So I'm only one of the few international on my floor. Right. And although we have our own lives, but I still managed to branch out with several other students, other resident mates on my floor, actually. And most of them are locals. So your kids can also actually expand their horizon, not only within their room. In fact, it would be great if they can also talk to the other people on their floor, because whatever is happening on that floor is usually everyone is there together on it. So for me, whenever I am in the public room, because we have public kitchens on each floor, so that's also where everyone hang out, I would usually sit down and sometimes have lunch with my local friends there, and then we would have a little talk. Sometimes we would always exchange contacts, especially when we meet our fellow major students. So it's great to branch out to other seniors within the same floor. So the college is very friendly, it's very safe. There are no curfews as well, as long as you keep silent. Okay. And silent is a very respected character there. So whenever we are all in our own rooms at night, nobody should scream, nobody should play loud music, so it's always quiet, and it's a really nice environment to go back home to, especially after a very long day in the lower campus around so many other students and other courses that we've gone through. So other dormitories that I have gone to, their facilities are also very nice. Within the colleges, we have like study rooms, we have dance room. There are also several colleges with their own personal gyms. So if, for instance, you are too lazy or it's too late to go to the gym outside of your dorm, you can also go to your own college, gym, depending on where you live though. Some don't, but I've personally used a lot of their facilities, and I jump around different colleges, and they're absolutely great. Very student friendly, very easy access. Everything is by the phone, by online. So if you want to register, you can simply ask your friend who is living in a different college to help you. So that's a little snippet of what dorm life is like in CUHK Shenzhen. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. So each dorm, usually we mix the nationalities, and also we mix the years. That means you could be sharing a room with a younger or a senior student, and the majors too. Because you could be kind of sharing a room with any major. So this way we kind of mix everything. And in the same college building, you share also floors with postgraduate students. So sometimes you find postgraduates maybe on other floors. But we separate the genders, of course. And overall, we currently have over 11,000 undergraduate and postgraduates now living on campus. And for international students, nearly 600 of them now. And every year, we also have exchange students coming in August too. So this year, we're expecting around 240 international degree undergraduate students and around 210 exchange students. So for international students, our major market is still Southeast Asia and Central Asia. So let's say countries close to China. And for exchange students, they usually come from North America and Europe to have their Asian kind of experience. So when you kind of plan your undergraduate study, you can also look at our postgraduate courses. Maybe you can get connected to PG later. And this is all our 7 schools and 28 undergrad programs. I'm going to quickly go through all the schools. So the first one is a School of Management and Economics. It offers quite a few majors for your choice. And this year, we're adding Big Data Management and Application as a new major for 2026 entry, because AI is quite the trend now. So AI courses and elements are incorporated into every major in the university. Although you are not in a science school, it doesn't mean you have no idea what AI is. You still study it as part of your curriculum. And the second is School of Humanities and Social Science. Applied Psychology is the only major about applied psychology in Chinese mainland that's fully delivered in English. And the second, English Studies. When you look at this major, maybe you're thinking, am I going to study English literature? No, you are not. It has 3 streams, and the most popular one for international students, particularly for Thailand, is called Legal Communication. It prepares you for law schools in North America or Europe later, because legal communication teaches legal English, which is quite different. So lots of international students choose legal communication under English studies. And then urban management is a new major opened for 2025 entry, and so this year we're still taking in students. And then international organization and global governance is quite attractive to students who wants to work in international organizations later. So it's close to, let's say, the most like global communication and politics. That major is very similar to. And the school music has 3 majors. Apart from music performance, all the other 2 majors, composition and musicology, are very theory-based. We do not require applicants to have a concrete musical background. You can still apply to these 2. But music performance requires you a relatively high level of course, music performance. You have to play an instrument, and they will take recordings as part of the evaluation. But for the other 2, very similar to classroom teaching, more theory-based. And a very popular one for Indonesian students is School of Science and Engineering. Particular major, New Energy Science and Engineering, is very popular. And we have one Indonesian professor teaching in SSE, and he is specialized in New Energy Science and Engineering. Also mathematics, electrical and computer engineering. If you're asking what's the difference between electrical and computer engineering and any major under School for Data Science, this major is more like hardware side. And School for Data Science is more software side, if you take it roughly. And then School of Medicine, you see a range of majors. The only different thing is here, clinical medicine. It's a 6-year program. So all the majors you see here are 4-year undergraduate program. Only for clinical medicine, it's a 6-year program. And remember, you do not need to declare a major until the end of the freshman year. But for clinical medicine, you have to declare your major from day one, from year one. So you're on the track from the very beginning. The only requirement for clinical medicine is that by the end of the 2nd year, you have to pass CUHK-SZ to be qualified to process to proceed to year 3. Because in year 3, you are going to the university research hospital. And then you will talk to real Chinese patients. And we don't want you to kill them. So you have to learn some language. So that's the only requirement for clinical medicine. And suppose, well, in case you fail to pass CUHK-SZ, you're not going to be kicked out of the university. You can choose any other major under School of Medicine. Or you can transfer to another school. So it's okay, even if you didn't pass. Right. And then we have the School of Data Science is always popular with Indonesian applicants. Everything is popular under SDS. And in February, we opened School of Artificial Intelligence. This is a very new school. So we are taking in international students for the first year for 2026 entry. And the School of AI is different in the sense that in the first 2 years, year 1 and year 2, you stay at School of Artificial Intelligence to study all the related subjects. But in year 3 and year 4, you have to choose one of the other 6 schools to major in. Because AI is more interdisciplinary, right? You cannot just be in AI. So you have to combine the knowledge with another field. Then, for example, you can choose SME or just other major that you are interested in. So this is also a 4-year package with a little 2+2 inside. Okay. And a little extra thing about School of Artificial Intelligence, if you're thinking of applying to that, we will look at your mathematics and physics. If you do not have math and physics, you cannot apply to School of AI. And we also offer 3 types of 2+2 programs. 2+2 is double major, not double degree. Double major programs, so basically 2 years in Shenzhen campus and 2 years in Hong Kong campus. The first semester you're in Shenzhen, the second you go to Hong Kong. The third in Shenzhen, the fourth in Hong Kong again. So overall 2+2. And the most popular one is interdisciplinary data analytics. So you see, this is CUHK Shenzhen first major and Hong Kong campus second major. It means you have to choose one of the majors here offered by Shenzhen campus as your first major. And then you have only one choice left for Hong Kong campus, interdisciplinary data analytics. And the special thing you see here is mostly about School for Data Science, School for Science Engineering, but only one major, marketing and communication, from School of Management and Economics is here eligible for 2+2 under this scheme. And the second, Aerospace Science and Earth Informatics. You see the first major here, the second, Aerospace in Hong Kong. Then the only major, Urban Management from School of Humanities and Social Science here. And all the other from SDS and Science Part. And Material Science Engineering, the only major offered by School of Medicine is Biomedical Science and Engineering. All the other majors from School of Science Engineering. And you can choose other from Hong Kong campus. So 2+2 is very attractive, but it's more competitive. Each campus offers about 20 to 25 spots each year. So your children will have to compete to get into these programs. But we do have Indonesian, about 2 to 3 Indonesian students in the program every year. So when you apply to CUHK Shenzhen, you do not see these options on the application portal. What happens is that once you get admitted into the university and you paid your deposit, so when everything is done, the university will send an email asking if anyone is interested in competing for 2+2. And if you raise your hand, we will arrange an online interview. If you pass the interview, you're in the program. And apart from 2+2, we offer numerous opportunities abroad. exchange and visiting programs, particularly for exchange programs. We have over nearly 200 global partners across the world. It means you can always compete to join exchange programs. And these are some popular universities here, like Yale, Columbia, University of Chicago, Pennsylvania, lots of them in North America and Europe. Because things change, trend changes, you can always choose where to go. And a very special program here is called the Columbia Engineering 3+2 program. This is the only Columbia Engineering Bachelor Master program in Asia. You will not see it in other universities. CUHK Shenzhen is the only partner with Columbia in the States about this program. So what it means is that you spend 3 years in CUHK Shenzhen as an undergraduate, and the 4th year you go to Columbia Engineering as an exchange student. And the 5th year you stay in Columbia Engineering to complete your master. So in 5 years of time you get a CUHK degree, a bachelor degree, and a Columbia master degree. So this is a 3+2 program. And this program you cannot get in when you make the application. Usually after your enrollment in the university, we will kind of select students based on your university academic performance, your GPA. And once you reach the requirement, you are on the track. But suppose, let's say after 2 years, you don't want to go to Columbia anymore. You can quit and just get back to the regular track. It's okay. And Abby also mentioned about the residential colleges. So when you apply, you do not apply to any colleges. You are randomly assigned to one of them. This is the accommodation fee each year, just a few US dollars a year. It's amazingly affordable because it's subsidized by the government. The facilities are very nice. And here you can see this is like a picture of a typical dorm, a 4-person dorm. And for senior students, if you want to move out of the campus, it's okay. You just get the approval from the college master, and we have a signed approval from the parents. It's okay to move outside campus. And we have lots of canteens, and we have halal food available too. We have one canteen, upper campus, that's fully dedicated to halal food. So for Muslim students, they're from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Central Asia. We have lots of them, so they can have their own life here. And events throughout the year, sports, everything. And we also have PPIT, it's the Indonesian Student Association. Yes, you can practice your leadership skills there. Lots of activities. And if you do come to study with us, you will find so many Indonesian students that probably you get the first year homework or something. Yeah, they will teach you all the tips. And another attraction is that for all CUHK Shenzhen graduates, we offer a 2-year work visa in Hong Kong after graduation. So this is a very, very special thing in the sense that only 3 universities in Chinese mainland offer this, and we are one of the 3 universities. And all the 3 universities are located in Greater Bay Area of China. And what it means, a 2-year work visa, is that usually work visa, when you get a work visa, you have to find a job somewhere, right? But for this, as long as you apply to E.ON visa within 6 months of your graduation, you can get a visa unconditionally. You do not need to find a job in Hong Kong first to be qualified for the visa. But if you apply to E.ON visa after 6 months of your graduation, you will need to find a job in Hong Kong first to be qualified for the visa. And the good thing about this is you can repeatedly use this policy as long as it stays. For example, you go to Columbia Engineering for master and you didn't get a chance to use E.ON visa, but after you graduate from North America, you can still apply to E.ON visa. The only condition is that you find a job in Hong Kong, and then the sponsorship is here. So it's very handy. We already have Indonesian students benefiting under this policy. They're not working in Hong Kong. I think it's quite common now. And this is our advanced study outcome rate. Every university counts this. So more than 90% of our international students get employed or proceed to graduate school after undergraduate graduation. So you can see all the numbers here. But most of the Indonesian students, as far as I know, they kind of prefer to work directly. Only a small number of them go to graduate schools. You can legally work in China, in Hong Kong, and also you can intern in China. It's allowed, it's legal. Okay. And 3 examples of Indonesian alumni. One is employed in Zhongxin, a high-tech company in China. And Brandon Wilson is employed in Indonesia. We have lots of these examples. And Daniel proceeded to the graduate school in the States. So just a different career paths. So the university offers career counseling services. Every school has their career counselors. And the university has a bigger office called a University Career Development Office. So all the services are delivered in English, all the workshops in English too. Usually from the 2nd year, the career counselor will contact each of you to ask if you need any help. You can book office hour to talk about your career plan. And the counselor will also organize workshops to help you to write your first CV, to prepare for your first interview. So these are just regular services. So each student, after enrollment, they get, let's say, 3 counselors. One is called academic advisor. We call it AA. So this academic advisor is usually a professor, a faculty member, who helps you plan your university studies, like which courses to take, and if you want to transfer to other schools, how to do that, these academic stuff. The other is the career counselor. She or he helps you to find, let's say, an internship. And the third is more from the college side. Remember the residential college? Each college has an office to take care of your non-academic life. So for example, you get a fever, you can talk to the college office, and we have a clinic on campus you can go to. And for example, you lost contact with your children somehow, they don't reply to your WhatsApp messages. What you do is also to contact the college, and they can help you to find the student. But for academic affairs, you refer to the academic advisor. So usually one student has 3, let's say, counselors. And some comparisons. So the purple one is CUHK Shenzhen, and living expenses on campus tuition were more affordable than Hong Kong, Singapore, and Australia. This is more for the parents to see. And something about scholarships, if you're thinking about making an application. So the university offers a lot of scholarships every year to international students. And every application is automatically evaluated for scholarships. You do not need to make a separate application. So the highest scholarship is called honor scholarship. It includes the full tuition and also a small amount of living allowance. So here is a fixed amount of money you receive every year. And the second is called full tuition scholarship. It covers the full tuition. And half tuition scholarship covers half tuition. Inspirational scholarship, it gives you 30,000 Chinese yuan per year. And then accommodation scholarship covers the on-campus accommodation. So every Indonesian applicant has equal opportunities to compete for these scholarships. And after enrollment, you have academic performance scholarship and government scholarships. So the really attraction here is that you can keep these entry scholarships for 4 years or 6 years for clinical medicine, as long as your university GPA remains above 3.0 out of 4. So this is the only condition we give. Abby, how difficult it is to maintain 3.0 out of 4?
Personally, for my school, Humanities and Social Science, I have no trouble. I actually have no trouble at all because the only hard courses I remember is on basic statistics, but even then it's not heavy statistics like other science major around me. So personally, no, it's not that hard. It's doable as long as you manage your time, you read a lot, and you challenge yourself to always maximize the facility like library, textbook, professors, especially professors. One thing that really got me through is actually the professors. So I talk a lot with the professors. I also get close to one of the professors, and now I'm currently working with him. So this guidance is what really boosted my ability to adapt to the curriculum, specifically in CUHK Shenzhen. For the other majors, especially science, you guys are going to be very heavily tested on your maths, wherever you are. Your maths, chemistry, physics, all your STEM subjects will be heavily tested. So do prepare yourself from now on, 100%, okay? Because the math specifically in this campus is really hard. So yeah, that's personally for me. But again, as long as you are able to use your facilities wisely as a student, you know who to talk to, you're very open to feedbacks from your friends, seniors, professors, AA as well is very, very beneficial. You're gonna do just fine. You're gonna adapt just fine. And maintaining a 3 out of 4 is very, very doable. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Since I'm here today, I'd like to share a little bit tip about keeping the scholarship. This is a mystery to everyone. So you see, the first year, suppose you get a full tuition scholarship, and the first year you go there, of course, you get the scholarship. And then we look at your year-end GPA to see whether it's below 3.0. What happens if it's below 3.0? So we do not take back your scholarship immediately. You will be put on a probation list. We'll watch you to see how you perform in the second year. If the second year, by the end, your GPA is still below 3.0, then you have to go back to the parents, right, to ask for parent scholarship, because then you lose the scholarship. But if your GPA is above 3.0, you are safe. And in the third year, suppose, okay, now you don't study anymore, it drops again. It's below 3.0 again. What happens? You're again on the probation list. And then we watch you to see by the end of year 4 if you're below. But then the thing is, even if you're below 3.0 in year 4, but then you're graduating, right? We can't really take away the scholarship. So do you get it? Which year is the crucial year to decide about your scholarship? Yes, this is a smart pattern. Yes, the second year is the crucial year. If you keep the scholarship in the second year, you just keep it for 4 years. And so that's why academic AA is very, very crucial in the sense that suppose after the first semester, your GPA doesn't perform ideally. What happens is not talking to the parents, but talking to your AA to see how you should choose your courses in the second semester. And then the AA can help you, let's say, avoid some difficult math, maybe. Maybe choose some easy, let's say, biology. And then you can probably get a higher GPA, and then you keep the second year, and that's fine. So AA is very crucial. We do have students in the last crucial moment, the parents fly all over to Shenzhen asking, okay, save my kid. But sometimes it could be just too late. And also for CUHK Shenzhen, we respect the students' privacy because they're grown-ups. For parents, you do not receive the transcripts from the universities. So it's up to your children whether they share their secrets with you. Even if you email me and other colleagues asking for the transcripts, we cannot give them to you. So this is something, I'm not sure, Abby, if you're sharing everything with your mother. But yes, so this is sometimes the parents find it an alarm. In the last minute, you found out the kids are asking for help because they're losing the scholarship. So it's important to remind them to check emails and attend their AA meetings. This is some tip. Okay. And then essential documents to prepare for your applications. We actually take every kind of transcript, actually. But the crucial thing is if you want to compete for university entry scholarships, we require at least one of the international standardized tests. For example, IBDP, A-levels, ACT, AP, or SAT. So at least one of them to make your applications more competitive for scholarships. But if you are financially confident, if you don't need any scholarships, you can simply apply with your high school transcripts. It's okay. So all these are optional. But if you want scholarships, you must take one of these. For national curriculum students, the most popular choice is the digital SAT because you can retake it many times to make the score more presentable. And for the others, you will just have to plan ahead. Okay. If you take one of the international standardized tests, and if your score is, met all these requirements, you do not need to take a separate IELTS or TOEFL. It's fine. For example, if you take the digital SAT, then if your verbal part is above 590, you are safe. You do not need to take IELTS or TOEFL. So it's, the logic is very straightforward. If you only apply with high school transcript, the national curriculum, you would take IELTS or TOEFL, and this is the lowest requirement. Okay. And we have lots of activities. Every year, we have the open day in March or April. It's open to all families. You can come over and see us, and we offer the summer camps too. But this is more relatively selective. You receive notifications from a high school and later maybe from NOLA too, and then you sign up for these camps. And anytime you visit us, the campus is open year-round. So you can just come in and then meet the team and meet the student ambassadors and see all the facilities. So we strongly suggest you visiting at least once before you make the life decision. Yeah, it's very important. It's good for the family. Class. Okay, so if you're asking if on every visit they can come into the classroom and observe the class, usually it is not allowed because it will be disturbing to other students. But if you come as a group, for example, large enough, then probably we can talk to professors before, and with the permission, we can sit in for 10 or 15 minutes. And also, when you visit campus, you usually cannot enter the residential colleges because it's also a very private place. For the safety concerns, even parents, they cannot just enter. So you have to have a special permission to get in to see the dorms and everything. And this is the end of my presentation, and we have the team's email, and you can also visit the university website anytime to see all the information. And now we can take in questions. Any questions are welcome. Any sort of questions.
Okay. Much, Ms. Rosemary. Please, parent, question, just directly. Use this. Ada mungkin? Ya.
Hello. Earlier there was.
It's not like only based on your important factors, but not all the factors. And we kind of, your interview will be graded, and also your application documents will be graded overall. And we add the two parts and also other little parts together, and then we form a ranking. And then according to the scholarship budget, every year we take out our scholarship recipients. So let's say IBDP 30 is of course the lowest, but the other thing is because you cannot change IBDP anymore, the 2 years have passed, but still you want to boost your application, SAT. That's the only chance, yes, because you can retake it many times. And also for IBDT, we do not take predictor score into consideration. It has to be the final score.
So, for example, if my son has a S level, so it should be A level, right? But during the first, we want to apply for the first line, like in this September. Maybe he wants to take in September 2026. But right now, he has only AS level result. And then in November or December, he will have A-level result. So is it possible if we register with the AS level first, and then A-level will following like maybe in the beginning of 2026? Is it possible or how? Thank you.
So a strong application is a complete application because you can only apply once in one season. So once you submit the application, it's best you have all the documents ready. The reason is, suppose you think, okay, I still need this and that score, then we hold the application, right? We don't evaluate until you have all the documents ready. So it's just best to submit it when everything is ready. And the second is A-levels are very competitive, but usually the results come out very late. So you have to plan it carefully. So for 2026 entry, we're going to open the application portal on 19th September next month. And then the first round goes until the last day of October. That's the first application round. If you submit your application in the first round, you will receive the admission and scholarship result roughly around Christmas or before Chinese New Year in January, let's say. And the second application round is from the first day of November all the way to early March. It's a very long second round. And the second round is more rolling based. For example, if your application is very strong, you probably receive the results in the middle of the second round. But if you're not strong enough, we just hold your application and compare it with other new applicants. Then probably you receive the result pretty late, maybe in March or April. And the last application round is only 1 month, from early March to early April or mid-April. And the last application round, there's no scholarship opportunities because all the money are spent in the first 2 rounds. So for A-level students, as long as you have the timeline, I think it's safe to apply in the second application round when you have all the documents ready. It's best. And no hurry, because all the evaluation standards are exactly the same throughout the 3 rounds. Yeah, it's only sometimes in the first round people rush because all the money is still there. So yes, it's safe. And also when the professors grade interviews, they see new faces, they get excited, they give you high scores. And maybe in the second round they've seen 400 already. So they become picky, maybe. Yes.
Oke, mungkin ada lagi, ini pengetahuan yang bagus ya. Jadi kalau mau ambil scholarship-nya harus di first round kalau bisa ya. Ada Pak?
I have 2 questions. The first one is how about the acceptance rates between these 2 campuses, the one in Hong Kong and the other in Shenzhen, about the acceptance rates. And
Acceptance rate?
Yes.
Okay. I cannot speak for Hong Kong campus because I do not work for Hong Kong campus. I can explain a little. Because for the 2 campuses, the reason we recruit separately is that we have a different definition about international students. Shenzhen campus is under China's Ministry of Education observation. So our international students are strict foreign passport holders. Like Chinese domestic students, no matter where they are, even they are now studying at NOLA, as long as they have a Chinese passport, they have to go through the Chinese National University entrance examination, which is a fierce competition. But for Hong Kong campus, the rule is different. Even for Chinese passport holders, as long as they have like international school experience and qualifications, they can be qualified as an international student. So that's the main difference between the 2 campuses. And for Shenzhen campus, there isn't, let's say, a pre-planned acceptance rate. As long as you are above the minimum requirements, you are taken in. Because we don't set a fixed quota for each year. We have a quota for Chinese domestic students because that number is given by the ministry. We cannot change it. But for international students, we can take as many as you are qualified. So don't worry. I think the competition is more about the top of the pyramid because everyone wants a scholarship. So that's where the competition is. But if you're above the entrance line, you're safe. You can get in.
the second question is, where do the graduates pursue their master degree, especially the graduate from the humanities and social studies?
Can I have the question again, please?
Okay. Where do the graduates pursue their master degree usually, especially from humanities and social graduates?
Oh, you mean after you graduate from CUHK, Shenzhen? Okay, if we say it overall, including Chinese domestic students, I think the majority, more than 80% of our graduates go abroad for graduate schools, mostly North American and Europe. But you know the trend is changing for safety concerns. Some of them now are not going to North America anymore. Maybe they're choosing other countries. But CUHK Shenzhen is also one of the destinations if you are considering to do your postgraduate degree. And particularly for our top undergraduates, you can start your PG program from year 3, I think, for some schools, some majors. Because there's like a connection between undergraduate and postgraduate. And we did have one Indonesian student, Richard. Yes. Do you remember his story?
Well, I know that Korechat, dia orang Surabaya. Si Korechat itu, he's taking SDS.
Yes.
He's specifically SDS, but then he's School of Data Science. I forget if he was data science or computer. I think he was data science, right?
But then his GPA was very good.
Yes.
So he kind of joined a fast track to the graduate program. Yeah. So it's possible. And also Hong Kong campus is also one of the popular destinations for graduate school. But I think when you plan your undergrad study, you can definitely look at the website and see if you have a kind of good PG connection. But since your children won't be deciding the major by the end of year 1, so maybe it's also too early because they may change their mind after 1 year in university. Yeah. But lots of opportunities. And also for master and PhD programs, still it's application-based. There isn't like an examination. You hand in your application materials and you get evaluated like that.
Parents, bisa?
And if I'm planning to take a gap year between my school and my university, do they provide like postgraduate, what's it called, scholarships as a whole?
You mean if you take a gap year, do you still get your scholarship?
Is there like any scholarship programs of like full scholarships or anything like the one earlier? Or is it different? No, after the gap year, yeah.
So the gap year is between high school and university or between high school and the university. Then you can just apply as a regular applicant. And you still enjoy the same opportunity for scholarships because we have no discrimination on gap year students. Yeah, it's okay. As long as all the scores, because it's, you already graduate, maybe you have to demonstrate that you still remember the math and everything.
Okay.
I was reading recently about the lots of Chinese locals that go to local university. They are facing a fierce competitions.
Competitions.
Yes, and then when they graduate, they become so overqualified, and there are not many demands of jobs in China and Hong Kong. So my questions will be, so just what do the uni have a connections with the companies in China and in Hong Kong or wherever that the graduates can channel working over there, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I can address the question from two perspectives. The first is you can see that we're adding a lot of new majors, right? Particularly about the AI. The university kind of refresh all the majors, reassess all the majors every a few years to make sure these majors are on trend when you graduate. Of course, we cannot guarantee like every student will get a job, but at least we can give you all the curriculums, all the skills that you need for the future, at least 5 years after graduation. Like your major is still on the market, on the trend. And that's what we do, the first thing. The second is, I think if you're thinking of working in Chinese mainland, let's say after graduation, the competition is fierce. Even for Chinese domestic students, we have a huge population. So everyone kills everyone to get something. And even in shopping malls, you line up for toilets. So it's like a country that's amazing in this part. So all the Chinese domestic students, they are very kind of, they know the pressure. So they prepare very early. You will be amazed. Like for freshmen, just enter the university, they would come to the office and asking for if they can be student assistants. They start kind of this planning from day one in university. So I would say if you want to win the competition, you start early too. And this for Indonesian students, since it's legal to work and intern in China, you can definitely plan this. The only obstacle I think would be the Mandarin language skills, because you will be competing with domestic students for one position in the company. Sometimes the companies want Bahasa speakers because maybe they have business in Indonesia or Southeast Asia. They will particularly hire Indonesian students. But other occasions, they would compare whether I want a Chinese or a Thai or Indonesian. So that means the more language skills you have, maybe you will win the competition. And the other is really about whether the student has the mindset to create their own jobs. Because CUHK Shenzhen is a campus that has a spirit of entrepreneurship. We have lots of students start their business when they're still undergraduates. And this is also why some people come to Shenzhen to study. Because Shenzhen is such a city, you make your own job, you make kind of your own space. So it really depends on the students. The university offers unlimited resources. And Abby can tell that the resources will go to you if you reach out. If you do not reach out, if you sit back, the resources won't come to you. It's not like high school. Like the professors won't spoon feed you. If you come to the office, they open the door. If you do not, then we can do nothing about it. So the competition probably starts from your head. Yes. But I do think you can still enjoy the university, relax, because for some Chinese students, after the CUHK-SZ, the university entrance examination, they're really exhausted. But I guess university is just a completely new chapter. But I think it is hard to find a job. But I think it really depends on people. Like Abby now is helping with the business and everything. And I think, yes, she's doing very well. And we have lots of students who return to Kazakhstan and Indonesia to help with the family business. And they take courses that are related to the family business. Some of them are doing this. And so I think just take the best out of the university resources is the one way to give yourself kind of an opportunity.
Ada lagi mungkin, parents?
Are the professors there mostly from China?
You mean Muslim professors?
No, professors are
Professors.
mostly from China or mixed?
Right. Okay. So the two campuses, the Shenzhen campus and the Hong Kong campus, we have the same Senate in the management, and the professors are hired under the same, let's say, evaluation methods. It's governed by the same board. And our professors, many of them are Chinese and many ethnically non-Chinese. It really depends. And for the Chinese professor, let's say ethnically Chinese, I think nearly all of them has overseas qualification, like they're educated overseas. And also in university, I understand that the diverse community, like let's say they are from different ethnic groups, but essentially it's more about which universities and what backgrounds they're from. Because we have to say Chinese people are smart. So many of them like get really high qualifications and teach in universities. So you will find lots of them ethnically Chinese. But we do have professors from the United States and even Saudi Arabia. And this year we are having the first one from Indonesia. So later, if you have questions, you can send me an email too.
Kalau nggak ada, saya yang tanya nanti. Nggak. So, yeah, I'm gonna ask. So, the academic achievement and also the, what is called, the interview session. How about like, let's say these students have like, achievement in outside their academic, let's say, won an international award, something like that. How about that? Is it like considered as a, or social worker or something like that? Is it like?
One of the documents for application is a one-page CV. Basically, you can put all the awards there. We read your CV just to kind of picture who you are. So the CV tells you as a person. what you are strong with. And also, each different faculty will look different qualities from the CV. For example, I think for School of Management and Economics, they are probably not looking for like IMO mathematics pride. Maybe they're looking for entrepreneurship skills or some new ideas in your CV. But for STEM, like science schools, I think they are really math mania. They will just look at whether you have won a math competition or anything. So it really depends on which schools. But for sports, I think it's everyone. But suppose if you can play golf, but you cannot study, it's not going to help. But we did take in an Indonesian student from Jakarta 2 years ago, and he, I think, won a kind of a national champion in golf. Yes, and he will be joining our Sunday event. So these students are very well balanced. You definitely stand out with your sports qualifications. But you can really think about writing a CV is like writing an argument. You try to show yourself as a person to the interviewers, to the admission officers who you are. So think carefully what you put on your CV. This is very, very, many people think I will just put everything on. Yes, but it's actually something you want to present yourself. So the CV is very important.
How about the music? You have like the music major, right? Is it like also considered because most of like Indonesian students, they also like go for the classical music and so on. Is it like considered as a portfolio that part of the consideration?
I think music performance will ask for a portfolio. They ask the recordings, everything. In my knowledge, last year for 2025 entry, we did have applicants from Indonesia for music performance, but they all failed. I think it's a little bit high requirement. But for musicology, yes, and composition is more theory-based. Even if you have no specific music background, you can try. But music performance, I think is a little bit challenging. Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah. But I guess there are talents here. You can still try because it's a free application. So you can always try.
Check. Oh, sorry. I don't see. Sorry. I want to cut it.
Well, could you please give us some example of what the kids need to put in the CV, since it's important? It would be nice to have a hint,
Usually it's a high school achievements. The basic thing is you from high school year 1, year 10, all the way to year 12. Maybe you can sit down with the kids and think about it. But before you write this article, we call it like, let's say article, think about which school you are going to. Do you have a school in mind? Like science or non-science? No. Yeah, usually you study the school first to see what characters, personalities are required by this kind of, let's say, community or people. And then you try to present yourself as part of them. It's very similar to looking for a job. Remember, you are the employer, and if you look at the CV, of course, you want to see some related skills. For example, science schools, particularly mathematics, all the STEM subjects. If all for the STEM subjects, what you do to stand out, either you join competitions, you win awards, or probably you make projects, right? So these are different things you present. And another thing about CV is that many students write, I won this award at school, this award. But the thing is, for the university, we do not know how competitive for you to get the award, right? So usually it will help if you take some footnotes saying, in this competition, how many people joined and how many gold medalists are there? And I'm one of the gold medalists. That will definitely help. Yes. A little bit background about the competition.
Okay. Ada pertanyaan lagi mungkin dari students probably. Okay. Students?
Okay, question and then I'm going to update.
This is the last question probably.
Okay, I'll ask for my friend. Okay, so she wants to ask basically. Okay, so she wants to go for applied psychology, but as of right now, her portfolio is mostly full of science and biology, chemistry and stuff like that. She's kind of confused about how she should make her CV.
So, okay, let's say from a practical side, from a very practical perspective, are you sure you want to study applied psychology? Yeah, to applied psychology. But if you get into applied psychology, you think, okay, this is actually different from what I thought, then it will be very difficult to transfer from humanities back to science, right? Because the level of math is different in the first year. Yes. And also, if you apply to psychology, the school doesn't see anything special from your CV because you were preparing for another path. This is the practical side.
Any further question?
Okay, no questions? Okay, we also have flyers. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring it today, but we have 50 flyers. So for those of you who want this flyer, please do come to NOLA. I will bring it tomorrow, and we're going to distribute it in both the East Campus and the West Campus. This is basically, a summary of all the slides today. So you can see the details, admission, scholarship, the schools in more details. There's also a QR code that you can scan that will also lead you to the website for further details on admission. So if you want to prepare for those of you who needs to prepare for this year's admissions, please do take these flyers that we have prepared for you guys. It's very beneficial to see the details of today's information session. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And feel free to take my business card if you want
Yes.
to keep in touch. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Rosemary
Thank you so much,
and
Miss
also
Rosemary, for today.
Janet Abigail. Please give them a round of applause. Further information